What if I told you that the exercises you're skipping right now are going to cost you your independence, your mobility, and possibly years of your life? I know that sounds dramatic, but here's something that's going to shock you. There are 5 specific movements that researchers have linked directly to longevity, bone density, cardiovascular health, and preventing the chronic diseases that put people in nursing homes. And almost nobody is doing them. Professional athletes do these religiously. People in their 80s who move like they're 50 have been doing these for decades, but the average person ignores them completely. Here's the crazy part. These aren't complicated. They don't require expensive equipment. But the window to build these physical abilities is closing faster than you think. After age 30, you start losing bone density at an accelerating rate. After 40, your risk of metabolic disorders and insulin resistance skyrockets. After 50, your balance deteriorates so rapidly that falls become one of the leading causes of death. But here's what nobody tells you. All of this is preventable. Every single one of these age-related declines can be slowed or reversed if you do these 5 exercises consistently starting today. 10 years from now, you'll either thank yourself for starting, or you'll regret every day you ignored this. The choice you make right now will determine whether you're playing with your grandkids or struggling to get out of a chair. I'm about to show you exactly what these 5 exercises are, but I need to warn you about something first. The 5th exercise is so critical for fall prevention and maintaining independence that every single study on healthy aging mentions it. Yet I'd bet everything that you're not doing it. Let's start with the first exercise, and this one is absolutely critical for bone density and preventing osteoporosis as you age. This movement sends signals to your bones that force them to get denser and stronger, which is the only proven way to prevent the fractures that end people's independence. I'm talking about loaded carries, specifically the farmer's walk. Here's why this is non-negotiable for longevity. After age 30, you lose approximately 1% of your bone density every single year. By age 60, many people have lost 30% of their bone mass. That's the difference between a minor fall you walk away from and a hip fracture that puts you in a nursing home. Studies show that loaded exercises are the only interventions that actually increase bone mineral density in adults. Calcium supplements don't work. Only loading your skeleton with significant weight triggers the bone-building response your body needs. Here's how you do farmer's walks. Grab 2 heavy dumbbells or kettlebells. Stand tall with shoulders back and core tight. Walk forward for 30 to 60 seconds while maintaining perfect posture. Do 3 to 4 sets, 2 to 3 times per week. This builds bone density in your spine, hips, and wrists, the 3 most common fracture sites. It also builds grip strength that researchers have identified as one of the strongest predictors of life expectancy. Now here's where it gets really interesting. The second exercise is going to save your cardiovascular system and dramatically reduce your risk of heart disease, stroke, and metabolic disorders. It's called Zone 2 training, and it's the single most important thing you can do for heart health and longevity. Zone 2 training means moving at a pace where you can still hold a conversation, but you're definitely working. This could be brisk walking, light jogging, cycling, or swimming. The key is staying in that moderate intensity zone for 30 to 45 minutes. Here's why this matters. Zone 2 training specifically targets your mitochondria, the energy-producing structures in your cells. As you age, mitochondrial function declines, which leads to fatigue, metabolic dysfunction, and accelerated aging. Zone 2 training is the only exercise proven to increase mitochondrial density. This means better energy, improved insulin sensitivity, lower inflammation, and significantly reduced risk of type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. Research shows that people who do regular Zone 2 training have dramatically lower rates of chronic disease. The protocol is simple. 3 to 4 times per week, do 30 to 45 minutes of Zone 2 cardio. You should be able to speak in full sentences but not sing comfortably. This isn't glamorous, but it's rebuilding your body at the cellular level. Moving on to exercise number 3, and this one is critical for preventing cognitive decline and neurological deterioration. I'm talking about balance training, specifically single leg exercises. Your balance starts deteriorating in your 30s, and by 60, your risk of falling increases exponentially. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in people over 65. But here's what researchers have discovered. Balance isn't just about your inner ear. It's directly connected to brain health, cognitive function, and neuroplasticity. When you challenge your balance, you force your brain to create new neural pathways that prevent cognitive decline. Single leg exercises like single leg deadlifts are the most effective way to train balance while building functional strength. Start simple. Stand on one leg for 30 seconds. Progress to single leg deadlifts where you hinge forward while standing on one leg, extending the other leg behind you. Do 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps per leg, 2 to 3 times per week. This trains your stabilizer muscles and forces your brain to coordinate complex movement patterns. Studies show that people who regularly practice balance training have significantly lower fall rates and better cognitive function as they age. But before I show you the last 2 exercises, and the 5th one is going to completely change how you think about aging, I want to let you know that these exercises are powerful, but they're just one piece of the puzzle. If you want a simple step-by-step blueprint to reset your entire body, prevent age-related decline, and feel 10 years younger, I created the Complete Body Reset program. It shows you exactly how to combine these longevity exercises to maximize your health span and life expectancy. No guessing, just results that will keep you independent for decades. It's linked in the description below. Alright, now exercise number 4. This one is essential for maintaining mobility, preventing joint degeneration, and avoiding the chronic pain that limits so many people as they age. I'm talking about deep squats. In cultures where people regularly sit in deep squat positions, hip and knee arthritis rates are dramatically lower than in Western countries. The deep squat maintains hip mobility, knee health, and ankle flexibility in ways that sitting in chairs completely destroys. When you lose the ability to squat deeply, you lose functional independence. You develop compensatory movement patterns that lead to chronic back pain and joint problems. Here's how to practice. Stand with feet slightly wider than hip width. Lower yourself down until your hips drop below your knees, keeping heels flat. Hold for 30 to 60 seconds. If you can't get into a full deep squat yet, hold on to something for support. Do this every single day. This maintains hip health, improves digestion, reduces lower back pain, and preserves the movement patterns that keep you functional for life. And now we're at the 5th and final exercise, the one I warned you about. This movement is so fundamental to preventing age-related decline that every longevity researcher emphasizes it, yet almost nobody does it. I'm talking about hanging from a bar, specifically dead hangs. Hanging decompresses your spine, strengthens your shoulders, improves grip strength, and maintains the upper body mobility that most people lose in their 40s and 50s. Researchers have found that people who can hang from a bar for 30 seconds or longer have significantly better shoulder health, fewer chronic pain issues, and maintain independence much longer. The ability to hang is directly correlated with upper body strength, bone density in the arms and shoulders, and overall functional capacity. Here's how to start. Find a pull-up bar. Grab the bar with both hands and let your body hang completely. Feet should be off the ground. Start with 10 to 15 seconds and gradually work up to 30 to 60 seconds. Do this 3 to 4 times per week. If you have shoulder issues, start slowly. Over time, this will improve shoulder mobility, reduce chronic pain, strengthen your grip, and decompress your spine in ways that prevent the hunched posture that plague older adults. So there you have it. 5 exercises that will determine what your life looks like in 10 years. Farmer's walks for bone density and longevity. Zone 2, cardio for cardiovascular health and metabolic function. Single leg balance training for fall prevention and cognitive health. deep squats for mobility and joint health, and dead hangs for shoulder health and functional independence. You don't need to do all of these every day, but you need to incorporate them into your weekly routine starting today. Every week you wait is a week of decline you can't get back. Most people will ignore this, keep doing the same comfortable exercises, and wonder why their body breaks down in their 50s. But you now have the exact blueprint for maintaining your health, mobility, and independence for decades. Share this with someone who needs to stop taking their body for granted.